Chapter 16, Principles of Chivalric Humanism. Humanism, on its own, is not enough. Most people want to do good, but the flaws in our personalities sometimes cause us to do harm to others, whether intended or not. This is often because our prime instinct is to look after our own interests, rather than those of the world at large. It is my belief that pre-existing frameworks of humanism failed to address this tendency, and when creating chivalric humanism I considered this. The teachings of chivalric humanism are not to extinguish emotions. Rather, it is to transform our reactions to our emotions so that we can be clear and calm in the face of emotionally charged events. Unlike new atheism, chivalric humanism asks something of the individual. When a person chooses to become chivalrous, they take on the duty to make the world a better place for other people. It is a moral belief system. Atheism is the absence of belief in deities. Chivalric humanism is to believe humanity has worth. Some of the central principles of chivalric humanism I discussed in prior chapters were: 1. There is only one human species. Human races do not exist. 2. Humans are part of nature and there is no way to separate us from nature. 3. Ideas are the mental noise of people. They are not magic in the universe capable of enacting change in the external world outside of our minds. Ideas can only affect the universe when people take action to make the ideas matter. 4. Because morality is a uniquely human idea, it should always be designed to benefit the human species as a collective whole. 5. The highest priority for humanity should be the survival of the human species. 6. Humans are not inherently rational actors. We make decisions based on internally held principles, often derived from a moral system we have been taught at an early age. 7. Humans must learn to employ analytical thinking and control their emotions in order to make wise decisions, as human instincts were developed while our ancestors lived in a more primitive tribal dynamic and lacked the technology we possess today. Because modern humans do not live in the same environment our instincts were developed for, we must employ moral concepts, such as virtues, to guide our instinctive behaviors toward productive actions. 8. Virtues are useful ideas that help an individual make moral decisions in daily life, so long as these virtues have been crafted to consider which behaviors encourage people to contribute toward the collective survival of the human species. 9. Humans do not have an inherent responsibility to keep all life forms alive. Life forms which exist specifically to harm humans and other species of value to humans should be contained or even exterminated in order to safeguard the survival of the human species, such as in the case of deadly diseases and parasites. We must use critical thinking to determine if a species is merely potentially dangerous or absolutely dangerous, and if its removal from the planet's ecosystem will have negative consequences for human interests. 10. The goal of any human civilization is the conservation and prosperity of its participants. This is achieved through social contracts designed to respect and protect the liberty, property, and safety of the participants. These social contracts can take the form of cultural etiquettes, governing laws, and binding legal promises. 11. We should not engage in fanaticism or moral fervor. Zealotry leads to unnecessary violence and destabilizes a civilization through mass psychosis. 12. At some point this planet will not be able to sustain life, and this is partly due to the consequences of human technological progress. Humans are thus important in the planet's ecosystem because all other species of life will depend on humans to colonize other planets and bring our planet's life forms with us. Our technology will enable us to do this. By this point you should have a firm grasp on the subject of humanism and the importance of critical thinking.